Hello and welcome back to the second day of my Pekoe Trail adventure. I started my morning the best way you can in Sri Lanka, fueled up with some delicious egg rotis and a hot cup of milk tea. Today, my journey began in Deltota, which is actually partway along stage 2 of the Pekoe Trail. However, plans had to change slightly. It wasn't recommended to hike stage 2 alone right now due to some recent landslides. And since it's better to be safe than sorry, I decided to bypass that section. Instead, I followed the main road for about 6.5 kilometers to reach the official starting point of stage 3. Whilst walking along the road is never my first choice, it was still pretty scenic. There were occasional small shops, beautiful temples, and plenty of locals walking up and down, all sharing friendly good mornings. As I continued along the road, I saw some of the evidence of the recent landslides, and I was glad that I wasn't having to clamber over this further up the hill. Tuk-tuks and buses rattled past, and I even encountered a few friendly wild dogs, along with some monkeys that I made sure to be a little bit wary of. If you're finding this video useful, be sure to like it and subscribe for more in this series. Eventually, I reached this really beautiful temple here, where a tuk-tuk driver pulled over to stop and pray. The artwork on the temple was absolutely fascinating. Right around the corner from there was a little shop where the road split, marking the official start of stage 3. I didn't actually manage to catch the exact junction on camera, because it was a very loud, barking dog and it caught me a little bit off guard. I was more focused on getting away than getting footage. Once I got past the dog, I continued up the side road, climbing higher and higher until I eventually made it onto the tea estate itself. I'll share more details about the trail ahead in a bit, but for now, let's take a look at how this section of the journey looked on camera. I was glad to finally be out of the jungle section. From this point on, it was all downhill, winding through the stunning tea estates. But before making the descent, the top of the hill felt like the perfect spot for a quick break to enjoy some toffee. Stage 3 is just over 18 kilometers long, with an estimated 6-hour completion time. Whilst my ending hotel is a couple kilometers away from the finish line, I found that even with the extra 6 kilometers I did in the morning, it took me about 5.5 hours. As you head down the trail, you'll pass through this small village. There was a small shop, but unfortunately I didn't get the chance to buy anything because I was a little bit too focused on not getting bit. Moving past the village, the route continues beautifully through different tea estates. It was really interesting to see the different signage and the unique slogan each estate uses. Eventually, just after this creative scarecrow, I finally spotted my accommodation for the night, the Glenloch Tea Factory. After checking in, I had a quick freshen up and was treated to some well-deserved tea and cake. The hotel's restaurant wasn't officially open, but the staff were amazing and helped me get a massive portion of chicken fried rice, complete with a fantastic spicy sauce on the side. With a full stomach, I was then given a private tour of the factory itself, where I got to learn about the process and taste some of the incredible teas. Inside the factory, this sorting machine here really opened my eyes to how tea is graded and processed. It separates the leaves by size, and I learned that those tiny broken pieces of leaf actually make for a much stronger, more bitter brew, while the medium-sized pieces offer a more balanced strength, with the largest whole leaves producing a much lighter, delicate tea. Seeing this process firsthand completely clicked for me and helped me understand why traditional British tea bags use such a fine, almost dust-like cut to get that bold, punchy strength, which is a massive contrast to the large, intact, loose leaves I've grown so used to experiencing while living in China.